So last episode we revealed Aeolus, the god of wind, and today we're going to go through the process of turning this concept art into a badass game boss. And if you're new here, we're working on a game where a duck and a platypus are saving the world from an alien invasion. So right off the bat we created a mood board to try and get a feel of how the design would look like and just lean into the elements of what's already out there. So I have screenshots from different shows and different design concepts. And I wanted everything to kind of look contrasty and the colors to be a little bit muted, and we brought everything together in one page. So I really like how everything kind of like flows with the first one, and I think that's kind of what I want, especially when I designed this. And with the Game of Thrones, especially with the Night Watch, I like how this fur piece is hanging on the side, so we're going to incorporate that. And lastly is the octopus. We wanted to get some tentacles in the back, and that will be kind of like how I want the final sprite to look like. So now we're going to take what we learned from the mood boards and trying to get it integrated into our sprites. So first off, we're just going to do a quick mock-up of how the design is going to look like, and I wanted to jump straight ahead into the headpiece, which I think is very important, and it's kind of like a statement piece. If I can get that right, like it will translate so much into the final design. And I wanted the eyes to kind of look a little menacing because, as they say, like the eyes is the windows to the soul. So I wanted to have that very clear, and that this guy is, not friendly. And I'm playing a little bit with some design elements with like swords, and just want to see if that is something I want the boss to have. So I'm just gonna experiment a little bit with that and see if it kind of makes sense. So I added like wings, and I added a bunch of swords, and I wanted to see if that will make the character look strong. And this is very inspired from Game of Thrones, so just wanted to try it out and see if that could work. And usually when I'm designing anything, like I try not to take it too serious, just try and experimenting a little bit and see if something works. And I keep adding a lot of different layers just to make sure that if something doesn't work, I can just hide it and move on to the next idea. And now we're incorporating the fur, and I think I like it so much, so I'm gonna keep it. And next we're moving on the feet. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it floating or make it look like a ghost, but at the end of the day, having a very minimal look to it kind of worked best. And starting off, we just wanted to do a very quick idle animation, and I wanted to have the fur kind of play a big role in that. So when the character goes up and down, I wanted the fur to kind of feel the weight of the whole character move. So we're just gonna get that going. And next, adding the tentacles, having the same idea with the fur. So every time it moves up, the tentacle will move up with it, and then down, just the tentacles will fall off, just to indicate like the weight. And I think the final design looks very clean, and I'm very pleased with that. Next, I wanted to work on another animation, which is like the fade in and fade out. One of the first ideas I had for Aeolus was I wanted him to kind of appear and disappear, and who kind of like use that. If you've seen the Harry Potter movies, they have this scene where they kind of teleport in and out, and I wanted to mimic that with this character. And you notice something with all of these designs, that they kind of shrink in and kind of implode into itself as kind of like a black hole. So that's what we're gonna do next. So every frame I'm just kind of like shrinking it a little bit and adding like a little bit of a chaotic, I would say chaotic energy, and making sure that I fade down some of these details. So now you don't see the eyes anymore, and everything kind of looks like almost like a mess. But when you play that into like a final kind of animation, it looks very, very pleasing. And one of the neat tricks is add one of those lashes, like the whiplash, and it adds a really cool effect to the final design. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave it a like and a comment. It'll help the channel grow and help me with the algorithm. If you enjoyed this one, you will enjoy this one as well, where we take you to the original concept art of how we built Aeolus, the god of wind. So thanks again, and remember, take it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.